offices in Kisumu County, where soon we will be joined by the CEO of Lake Victoria Basin Commission, Mr. Ali Said Matano, and a Ugandan Minister for Works and Transport, who will be explaining a few things about things that have been going on. But just before then, there has been a meeting that has been going on here from morning. Recently, a report indicated that we lose about 5,000 people yearly on Lake Victoria, and this is one of the reasons why the East African community, through Lake Victoria Basin Commission, has come up with initiatives to ensure there is security on water transport in Lake Victoria. And in a minute, the CEO of Lake Victoria Basin Commission, who is right beside me, Mr. Ali Said Matano, will be explaining to us a few of the initiatives they have put into place to ensure that there is safety in lake transport. It has not been very well utilized, but we see here and there a few engines using the lake and probably making transport left and right. So he will explain to us some of the initiatives they have put into place to ensure that there is safety in transport on Lake Victoria. Mr. Said Matano, this is KBC Channel 1. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, and thank you for having me online. Indeed, you are right that we have had challenges in transportation within the Lake Victoria Basin, or the Lake Victoria for that matter. And this is an important shared water body mass, because it links three key partner states in East Africa, and that is the Republic of Uganda, Republic of Kenya, and the Republic of United Republic of Tanzania. And given the significance of maritime transport, we are already putting initiative to ensure two things. One, safety in the lake, and having an effective system that links both the transport in the lake and also on land. With regard to transport in the lake, one of the things that we have an initiative funded by the African Development Bank that is going to improve mainly communication and safety in the lake at a tune of about $25 million US. And this project is going to be implemented by the three partner states that share the lake, that is Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And of course, I'm very glad today that I'm joined by the Honorable Minister Monica Ntege from the Republic of Uganda, who is the minister in charge of transport and works in the Republic of Uganda. She's basically here to follow up on the progress that we are making towards having this project move forward.
Matano, just briefly tell us some of the initiatives. Just give us what they are and most of the things you expect them to do in the lake.
Thank you. One of the things that, one of the initiatives that is under the East African community, of course, is that for any water body, transport in any water body mass, you require to have a regulatory framework. And to that effect, already the East African community, through the East African Legislative Assembly, they have actually enacted a Lake Victoria Transport Act that provide a framework on safety and even standardization of the vessels that are plying in the lake. This tool is very critical towards ensuring safety in the lake. Nonetheless, the implementation of this act has been a bit slow, because the partner states are supposed to implement this act. But through this program that we have signed with the African Development Bank, one of the issues would be to support the implementation of that act. Number two, of course, if you have transportation within the lake, there is anticipated any time we might have spills in the lake. And to that effect, the Lake Victoria Basin Commission, through partner states, we have actually developed an oil spill contingency plan that again is being implemented by the partner states. But most importantly, we are actually going to establish 3 centers, the rescue coordination centers in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. These centers will be coordinating rescue measure, any rescue activity that will take place in the lake. Already initiatives have started. Kenya, the project is being implemented by the Kenya Maritime Authority. And of course, in Uganda, the Ministry of Transport is key on this, as well as Tanzania. And once this center is established, then it will be very easy for any incidents or accident that happens in the lake. Communication will be very key. We'll also have search and rescue centers that will boost the centers, those maritime rescue coordination centers, and they will be managed by the beach management unit. So in events of any accident, we'll be able to mobilize people within the region to be able to provide rescue facilities.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matano. I believe I saw 7 initiatives. He has actually mentioned 2, but others will be given to you later during our bulletin. But then, just before we wind up this, we have the Ugandan Minister, Monica Azube, who is here to explain to us the involvement of Uganda on the SGR project. There have been rumors here and there that Uganda has pulled out of the SGR project for certain reasons, but she will be able to put a perspective onto exactly what Uganda is up.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me to talk about the SGR. I came here to visit the Lake Victoria Basin Commission and follow up on the initiatives, and I'm glad on what is happening. We just signed a loan, and I came to follow up on what the status and what is going on. However, yesterday before I left Uganda, and even when I got here, I was shocked to read in the papers. And also, last night I was watching TV this morning, and there are so many discussions about Uganda abandoning the standard gauge railway project. I wanted to clear this. I want to refute categorically that Uganda has abandoned this project. The standard gauge railway project is a very, very important mode of transport for Uganda. Uganda is land-linked, and we have 90% of our cargo moving from Mombasa to Uganda on roads. And this is really having a big effect on our roads. We spend a lot of money maintaining these roads, especially this road. So the standard gauge railway will play a big part where we'll have to move the cargo from the road to the standard gauge railway. Secondly, the standard gauge railway is a regional project. It is a project between 4 or 5 countries, and Uganda is one of them. We signed a protocol, and we are committed to that protocol. We keep on acquiring the right of way. And even now, as I talk, we continue paying the project affected persons. So we are moving towards the start of the construction, not the start of the project. The project starts from Mombasa and continues to Uganda, through to Rwanda, through to South Sudan. But of course, we have to go first things first. Kenya is doing the standard gauge railway, and I want to congratulate the Republic of Kenya for the work that has been done so far. But this being a regional project and running, we have to synchronize. We cannot start the part in Uganda until Kenya reaches a certain area so that we finish at the same time. For us, if we were to start now and finish before Kenya reaches Malaba, then we'll have a hanging line, which will just be like a white elephant. So as we talk, we are doing the works that are needed. We are fast tracking, and we are very much in touch. I am very much in touch with my counterpart in Kenya, and we are synchronizing our principles. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, and His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, and the President of the Republic of Kenya, President Kenyatta, when we went to China last month, we had a bilateral agreement meeting, and they agreed, and we all agreed that we've got to support each other. So we are doing what we are, and we shall do the standard gauge railway. The only thing I can say is that we wanted to start last year. I can't say that we'll start this year, but all the agreements are in place, and we are agreeing on the financing with Exim Bank, and then we'll do, as soon as we get the go-ahead that Kenya has reached here, now we can start so that we finish at the same time together. It is a very important project, and we are going to do it. We are doing the meter gauge rail. It has always been there, but it was mismanaged, and we cancelled the concession agreement, and Uganda has taken it over as government. So now that we are revamping, it does not mean that we have moved away from the standard gauge railway. The meter gauge will be there even when the standard gauge railway is, because we have to have the tributaries to other parts of the country, and they will work together. the two lines will work together. We are not stopping, we are not abandoning, and we are not going to move away from the standard gauge railway because we need it, and it is also a regional project. Thank you.